Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today I'm back with another Star vs. the Forces of Evil video. Today I'm going to be going through the most important parts in Solaria's chapter from the Magic Book of Spells. Solaria's chapter has so much lore in it, it's really amazing. Sadly, if I were to go through all of it, this video would be an hour long. Because of this, I'm only going to be including the most important parts of her chapter in this video. I would totally 100% recommend getting the Book of Spells if you have not already read it. The book is really good and it's so long and it's just so good. I totally recommend it. In case you can't get it, I have made videos on the previous two chapters in case you're interested in watching those. But anyway, let's get on with this video. Solaria the Monster Carver. A castle stormed is a hero born, with might and strong as steel. Kneel the void before her, and the crushing force she wields. Solaria is the 29th Queen of Mewni. Like I said earlier, this chapter is filled with lore. It is set up as a book explaining Solaria's time fighting the monsters. It is a really good chapter, but I can't go through everything in detail. It is very important to keep in mind that Solaria is really against monsters, and there's no changing her mind of that. I believe her hatred started when they started wanting more respect. Solaria words it as demanding more respect, which may not have been how it was. We did learn in earlier chapters that the Kingdom of Mewni just kept on taking in more and more land, so the monsters started wanting a little bit more respect. Solaria seems really biased, so we can't really take everything she says very seriously. In fact, Eclipsa sometimes even counters what she says. By the way, Eclipsa is Solaria's daughter. Eventually, as the monsters and humans kept getting into disagreements, they finally decided to go to war. The humans were unprepared and not strong enough to fight with the monsters. This is when Solaria decided to begin testing to create a super army. She combined 3 spells from the old Queens of Mewni to create this super army. She got the old spells from books that held them. These books were created by humans who had seen the older queens perform these spells. There are not many spells, but there are some. Her super army consisted of 3 different stages. The first, there is BEAR. This stands for Brute, Eager, Attack, Roar. This is for, quote, brute strength and eagerness to attack without the bindings of fear. The next one is BOAR. This stands for Blunt Offense Arrest Retort. This is for, quote, blunting the conscience in battle. The last one is RAPTOR. This stands for Rage, Aggression, Panic, Torpor, Olfactory Response. This is for, quote, enchantment of all senses in battle. When the user of these spells goes through all 3 of these stages, they end up looking like this. Look familiar? It should. Mina used this on the episode Monster Bash. She was super strong and really big. Mina was able to do this because she was the first peasant volunteer for magical testing back when Solaria was doing these type of spells. If Mina becomes more important in Season 4, her whole backstory from the war is going to be more important. Solaria later mentions how she had no interest in taking a king. However, Eclips's father is none other than the Sailor painting, aka Alphonse the Worthy. Cartoon Universe made a whole nother video on Eclips's father, so I'll leave the link to that down in the description below if you're interested. Solaria mentions that Eclipsa is intelligent. She brings it up twice to make sure that we understand. She also brings up how a monster snuck into the castle and tried to kidnap Eclipsa. However, I believe that this was just a monster that was dating Eclipsa. We learn in Eclipsa's chapter that she dated a lot of monsters. Solaria says that Eclipsa was crying the rest of the day when Solaria found Eclipsa and the monster. Eclipsa could have been crying over a breakup or over the fact that her mother found a monster with Eclipsa. I just don't believe that the monster was there to kidnap Eclipsa. I believe that Eclipsa had intentions with the monster. Another thing I would like to bring up about a Solaria's chapter is called CPS. This stands for Crystal Pulverizing Spell. This is a spell to pulverize any crystal. Some of you may already know where I'm heading with this. This spell can be used to uncrystallize people from Romulus' crystals. This spell is the spell that will be used to uncrystallize Globgor. We know that some of the things from the book will make their way into Season 4. This is probably one of the most important things to take away from Solaria's chapter. Solaria was also working on a spell called the Total Annihilation spell. Solaria believes that Total Annihilation is the only answer to end the monsters once and for all. However, Solaria ends up being not great with magic, so she was never able to finish it. She didn't even write down any of her progress because all of her attempts were failures. But that pretty much brings us to the end of Solaria's chapter. There was obviously a lot more in the book than what I went over. I just went over the basics of what I felt you needed to know to continue on to Season 4. If there was anything I missed, please let me know down in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for this series. I plan to do a video on every chapter in the book. If you want a more in-depth video, then Slice of Otaku will probably be making a video within the next week that will probably go through every single thing. And when that's out, I'll probably make a community announcement about it. But please like and subscribe for more content similar to this. But that's all for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.